Hi folks, welcome back to Gardening in the Cusp with Ray. So today we're going to talk about mulching, we're going to talk about pruning roses, we're going to see what's blooming, and a really fun new section is Let's Learn Latin. So I know people that are older than me have taken Latin in school, but it's actually interesting what we can learn from the Latin names of the plants. It gives us some hints on the plants. And I'd like to welcome Rob back doing our videography. And we have this beautiful shade tree out here that this time of day is just wonderful. Otherwise we'd be baking hot here, and somebody along the way had the smarts to plant that tree, and I'm reaping the benefits of it. So I'm very grateful for that tree. And I see some of these new subdivisions where there's houses are bang on each other, and I think it's too bad there's no room for trees. And I know these large subdivisions take up room, but it sure is nice to have all these trees around all these houses and the gardens and shrubs and stuff like that. So anyway, we'll start touring around. So Deadheading Rose is quite easy. So when there's a grouping of a cluster, then so here we have this nice bud here, and we have no one else on that, so we're just going to take that one out there. Did you catch that, Rob?
Yeah, I think I did.
Okay, and then here's another cluster. So we want to leave that nice cluster because we have these beautiful buds. So we just take this one out there. Here we have this one's gone to seed, and this one's almost finished. So I'll just bend it down here so you can see. Now we have this nice shoot coming out here. So we're just going to take this off to that shoot. So again, we have this one that's almost finished now. So I'll just bend that down. So here you can see there's 5 leaves. Let me just separate this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you want to clip it back to the 5 leaves. So you just clip it back there. And then there'll be another nice bud there that'll come out. Finished flower. And I'm going to take it back to this one here. There's a little bit of a bigger bud down there. So we'll just take it back to those 5 leaves. So again, the same thing here too now. There's finished bud, 5 leaves. This is butterfly weed, or Asclepias tuberosa, and it's just a gorgeous orange display. It's just beautiful. And again, full sun, doesn't mind the heat. So it's one thing that kind of thrives in this, I never said the date, we're July the 2nd today, and we've just gone through a really humongous heat wave. I think it was late 30s and perhaps into the 40s, but these guys have just done wonderful. And I noticed last fall I collected the seeds from these and started some from seed. And I just noted these are little babies here that just started on their own. Now that I know what the plant looks like when it's small. So that's great. I can just do lots of propagating with these. So I got lots of little plants around here, so I can increase my collection of Asclepias. And they come in this orange and yellow and red. But so far I've only been able to find the orange ones. I haven't been able to find the other colors on there. This is a borage or borage plant, however you say that. And once you plant it, you don't have to plant it again. This is just popped up. I started in the garden over there, and the seed just popped up over here. And these are edible flowers, and so they're nice they're kind of cucumber tasting. So nice to add to salads. And then some people, I guess, sugar them or candy them, and then they can use them in cooking for garnishes. So this is a globe artichoke, and so this is going to be another one that's going to love the heat, and this is going to be its whole center stage here. So it's going to get quite large, and then produce the globe artichokes that, well, I guess they're just the globe artichokes. And I used to grow them in hills, and for the winter time I would mound them out with leaves to get them to go through the winter. And so I'll do the same thing here too. And so it's kind of like it's quite rooty here because of the yew tree. So I'm going for kind of a permaculture in this zone. So I have the stinging nettles and I have the globe artichoke. And over here I've actually got the kale from last year that I'm going to let go to seed. And I'm not sure how I'm going to harvest the seed and save some, but I might try and just have some fall down and see whether they'll just naturalize there. We'll see how that goes. So these were a couple of zucchini plants I had left in the greenhouse. I thought, oh, I'll just have some empty space. I'll just tuck them in here. So they're quite small, and they're starting to flower. So what I do is I usually pick the flowers off because we want the plant to grow a little bit more before it produces fruit. I have got other zucchinis over there that are larger and are producing fruit. And then over here you can see the Borage. It just sowed itself down here. And then I let some Swiss chard go to seed too, so that's actually coming up on its own too as well here. And then there's blackberry popping up. But I think I might take this blackberry and I might espalier it on this fence here too, because I really like the blackberry fruit. I mentioned that we're going to talk about mulching. So last Sunday after I got my Swiss chard and kale plants in, I spent the whole day mulching. And I used bags of leaves and I used straw. So down here, you can see all the leaves, and I just tucked it quite thickly in there. And it just helps keep the soil cool. And some of the leaves were quite rotted down, like over here. It's like compost already. So that's really good if you can have that, because as you water, it's gonna take nutrients out of the mulch and put it into the soil. Normally I would use wood mulch in the paths just to save my mulch, but I didn't have any wood mulch available right now, and I wanted to get some mulch on the paths because these are raised beds, so it keeps the edges cool. And as you water, the mulch soaks up the moisture and then keeps it in the garden here, and then releases it to the air and keeps the whole area cooler. So I thought, well, that's okay. I had a little extra straw mulch, so I'll just use the straw mulch in the paths and my nice leaf mulch for the plants. So I'm harvesting my romaine now. I was hoping it would head up a little bit more, but I can see it's not, and it's in its prime right now, so we might as well start eating it. Up till now, I've been doing pasta salads with zucchini and broccoli and snow peas, and then herbs, fresh herbs. And then you can throw garbanzo beans and feta cheese, and so you kind of do your salad according to what's happening in the garden. So now we'll have some fresh romaine lettuce, which would be great for salads. And then over here I have my paste tomatoes. And so later on, once you have your red onions and your cucumbers and your peppers and your paste tomatoes, then you can do Greek salads. So it's wonderful what you can have your rotation according to the seasons. I went to work this morning. I managed to get my dill and cress and my summer blend salad mix and my cilantro all seeded here. So I've got them nicely watered down, and I got them covered with the sack to keep them moist. And it's nice to keep planting small batches of cilantro and dill and cress and the summer blend salad, just because they're nice and fresher, and then you can harvest them. And then I got another batch going over here too. This is mesclun mix in here. And so yeah, so nice to do small batches and keep planting, because they grow really fast, so you can do several crops yet before the fall comes. So I'm also going to try to tie up these cucumbers to the fence, because you see it's getting pretty crowded in here with the squash. So these are all squash and this is cucumbers. And when Rob comes over later, he can zoom in on the little cucumbers are starting. So yeah, I'm going to tie them up here. One year I fed them through, but then the deer came along and ate all everything that was on the outside there. So I'm just going to tie them up, and that'll keep, hopefully get more production going, because we'll need some vertical gardening. And so Rob, you can come over here and we'll just shoot the... Yeah, you can see the cucumbers are just starting to produce. They are tiny. Yeah. And some more here. Okay. Let's see how they taste. Still try it. You can try one if you want.